Now at 10, Pittsburgh celebrates the 4th of July with activities all day long. Plus, Call Junction holds its traditional 4th of July parade. And the city of Carthage throws their own red, white, and boom celebration.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
3 people were arrested in connection with a burglary of a Lamar business. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Amber Jenkins. Police in Lamar were alerted of a couple burglaries at a business. In response, they stayed ready for another break-in, which happened early in the morning last Thursday. When officers reached the business, they noticed 2 people leaving the building with stolen property. Authorities says those 2 men were Derek Captain of Columbus and Frank Cheney of Pittsburgh. Captain and Cheney were arrested and charged with burglary. A 3rd suspect was arrested in connection to previous burglaries. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with the first look at weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a hot 4th of July, but most of the evening hours have actually shaped up pretty good. A lot of fireworks going off in the distance. Temperatures, they got out there 95. Normal high is 89. Record high 102 set back in 1954. Most of us have been dry. We've had a couple isolated little guys in our northwestern counties, but if we look off toward the northwest, it's a whole different story. Look at this intense line of thunderstorms dropping south and east, and these will intensify a little bit more as they start to push in later on tonight. So it could be a loud night. Most of those storms should stay just below severe limits. It's still warm. We're sitting low to mid 80s out there right now. And again, we're going to be watching for those thunderstorms increasing later on tonight. I'm going to have all the details on that here in just a bit.
Pittsburgh hosted the 4th of July celebration with arts, crafts, and other fun activities at Lincoln Park all day today. Visitors had a chance to join a pickleball tournament, a baby contest, and even a fishing derby. Kids could also enjoy the amusement park at Lincoln Park. For adults, a car show with more than 70 vehicles was an attraction of the Independence Day celebration.
We're thankful to have a country that we can live in and be free, and this is the main reason for the celebration. And I think that everybody ought to keep that in mind as we celebrate those that gave their lives so that we could be here today.
The kids like the Kittyland. All the adults, of course, love the car shows. And we have to go to the arts and crafts, priority 1.
In the afternoon, multiple competitions took place. Cornhole tournaments, a free disc golf clinic, and live music were also part of the activities. The firework display might start at any moment now. Call Junction also started its 4th of July celebrations this morning. The city held its annual Independence Day parade earlier today. A number of groups made their way down Main Street. Organizers say the tradition is one of their favorite parts of the 4th of July holiday.
We love to put on this parade. We love to honor our veterans and our nation and just get our community together for some fun, get the kids excited, just a big community event.
If you're looking for fireworks in Call Junction this evening, Brevard Brook Golf Course is putting on a display. It's slated to start about 9:45. The Red, White, and Boom community celebration is now underway. It's at Municipal Park in Carthage. Folks are enjoying watermelon feed, Freedom Foam Pit, a ninja course, and much more. Music starts later this evening. The event continues until 10 p.m.
One, it brings families in, it creates team building for different organizations that can work with us. It just is simply one area that is just pure kids fun.
With the 4th of July landing on a Tuesday this year, plenty of people are turning this long weekend into a vacation. AAA projects nearly 51 million Americans traveled 50 miles or more by train, plane, automobile, or cruise for the holiday. Soon, those people will have to start thinking about getting home. Brian Kelly, founder of CEO The Points Guy, says people who are driving should plan ahead.
We recommend leaving, and this is the same for flights as well, as early in the morning as possible. A ton of people are hitting the roads this year. I always like using apps like Gas Buddy because gas prices vary dramatically state to state, and it'll actually help you plan and fill up at the cheapest gas stations.
For flyers, Kelly recommends signing up for the TSA pre-check, which allows travelers to get through security faster. If you weren't able to, make sure you get to the airport early. Police in Philadelphia says 2 men are in custody after a connection with last night's deadly mass shooting that killed 5 people and wounded 2 young boys. It's one of several mass shootings across the country leading up to the 4th of July. Jessica Carlica has the latest from Philadelphia.
Police in Philadelphia say Monday night's deadly shooting spree could have been worse had officers not been able to corner the alleged gunman in an alley.
Had it not been for their bravery, had it not been for their courage, we may have seen more lives lost out there.
Law enforcement officials say a 40-year-old man wearing a bulletproof vest and armed with an AR-style rifle went on a rampage across 4 city blocks.
Multiple shots fired.
Police say he shot at officers as they chased him before he was taken into custody.
I am frustrated and outraged that mass shootings like this continue to happen in communities across the United States.
Officers arrested a second person at the scene who they say returned fire in the direction of the alleged shooter. The 4 victims killed at the scene range in age from 15 to 59. Police believe a 5th man found dead in his home just after midnight is also a victim in this shooting.
We believe the deceased victim at the location inside of 1600 South 56th Street was the first shooting victim.
Gunfire also rang out overnight in Fort Worth, Texas, killing 3. Police say shots were fired into a crowd of hundreds of people hours after the end of a local festival.
We have our homicide unit working diligently on this to try to identify and apprehend any suspects.
The country has seen more than 24 mass killings so far this year. Jessica Cartalia, CBS News, Philadelphia.
In the wake of the latest violence, President Biden renewed his call for Congress to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Coming up, KOAM has some new faces on our team. We'll introduce you to one of them. Plus, Republican presidential hopefuls are out courting some of the primary voters this Independence Day. Republican presidential hopefuls are out courting some first-in-the-nation primary voters this Independence Day, while President Biden marks July 4th from the White House. Nicole Singa explains how to slow Slimmer on this campaign trail.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis was among the Republican presidential hopefuls working the parade routes in New Hampshire this July 4th.
We need people to stand up and fight back, and that's exactly what we're doing.
They're courting first-in-the-nation primary voters in a race that's been slow to heat up this summer. Republican strategist Leslie Sanchez told CBS Mornings this election cycle, big GOP donor money is funding candidates other than former President Donald Trump.
You have a lot more conversations behind the scenes of people waiting to see if they can really be that alternative.
Among them, former Vice President Mike Pence, who celebrated Independence Day in Iowa.
For me, it was vitally important to be here where the journey to the White House always begins.
President Biden may look to last week's Supreme Court rulings on affirmative action and student loans to shore up some key voting blocs in his coalition, including young people, LGBTQ+ voters, and Black and Hispanic Americans.
Those are going to be groups that are going to be buoyed, that are going to be more enthused to show up and to turn out in 2024 because of those decisions.
Speaking from the White House to the nation's largest teachers union meeting in Orlando, President Biden took a swipe at Republicans.
Let's stand with teachers and educators against politicians who are trying to score political points by banning books.
The president is set to host active duty military families and other events leading up to the annual fireworks display in the nation's capital. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, the White House.
Former President Trump had no campaign plans this holiday, saying he was spending it with his family. We have some new faces on KOAM this summer. You've seen our new sports director, John Dales, on air since the beginning of June. Now, here's a chance to get to know him a little better.
I mean, usually I come in here, put my headphones on, throw a hat on, and kind of just be a fly on the wall, keep to myself.
Keeping a low profile might work in the gym, but not behind a sports desk.
Hey, welcome into sports. I'm John Dales. Missouri
The recent graduate from Syracuse jumped right into the spotlight as KOAM sports director. He grew up in a Chicago suburb with a couple of competitive brothers and is the only one in his family who didn't pursue a career in finance.
My parents have always been super supportive of it. They are my biggest fans for sure. So they love it. Honestly, sometimes I think they love it more than I do.
It took a couple of months following graduation to land his first job. Stressful was the word he used to describe the wait.
More disappointing and a little discouraging, like when I would hear people that like were doing the same thing as me for 4 years, that, oh, they landed the job here or there. But I think that's one of the big parts too, is like not necessarily comparing yourself to other people, like being confident in who you are and like knowing what you bring to the table. So that was part of it, but it was a little bit discouraging, I guess, for a little, like seeing other people get jobs.
John Dales joins us now, one of the area's best college baseball. His confidence and timing came together. KOAM was looking for someone to fill Jacob Leonard's position and meet some high expectations.
I literally had people tell me, they're like, you have big shoes to fill. Like, we love Jacob and he was great at this job. So I definitely feel that, but it's good too to, you know, have a high standard to live up to. As his coach, what's been, I guess, the most impressive part of what he's done?
John's been living up to that standard in his short time here. Pick any sports metaphor: doing the heavy lifting, swinging for the fences, working to give fans what they came to see.
I think what I'm most excited about is like covering sports in the area, the passion that people have for local sports. I can tell, like even just being here for a month, like I can tell it's different here.
As you'd expect, coming from Chicago, he has different team loyalties than most around here.
Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals thing especially is different just because I grew up and the Cubs were not only my #1 baseball team, but my #1 team growing up I was a huge Cubs fan. So I hated the Cardinals. And then, you know, coming here and having that.
But don't hold that against him. Notice he used the past tense, and he very much appreciates the sports fans in his new home.
I really like the people here. It's been people have been asking me like, oh, is it much of a culture change? I'm like, yeah, like people are just genuinely friendlier here than, you know, Chicago or New York. So I like that aspect of it.
And he'll be meeting a lot more people as he covers sporting events across the 4 states.
When I got this job, Jacob Leonard, my predecessor, told me he's like, one of the best things I can tell you to do is to be visible out in the community. So I've really tried to do that a lot.
Except when he's in the gym, where he'll continue to keep a low profile.
On behalf of everyone here at KOAM, we're glad that John is a part of the team. And to follow John on social media, just search John Dales KOAM Sports on Facebook. A little bit later in sports, the Joplin Outlaws look to win their 6th game in a row as they host Nevada.
Plus, we have some thunderstorms rolling in for us later on tonight. Details coming up. Well, I hope you had a great 4th of July. Hopefully a safe one as well. It was hot outside for us today. Temperatures, they went all the way up into the mid-90s across the region. So it was kind of steamy. We had heat indices right around 100 degrees as we went into the afternoon. Looks good now. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. All right, we need some rain. We've been getting little bouts of rain, but look at this. We're over 9 inches behind where we should be for this time of the year. And we do have some showers and thunderstorms which are going to work in toward us a little bit later on tonight. Until they get here, we stay dry, we stay warm. We're sitting low to mid 80s out there right now. Most of us are dry. We had a few little isolated guys in our northwestern counties earlier this evening, but it's this that is heading toward us. Look at this line, very intense line just west of Kansas City, just west of Topeka, Manhattan, stretching all the way back down toward Dodge City. And some of these storms pretty intense, mainly producing winds kind of in that 60 to 70 mile per hour range. Still a little distance away, but they are going to get in here later on tonight. So we do have a low severe threat with those, and then again another low severe threat tomorrow evening into tomorrow night, level 2 out of 5. So we're moving ahead into tomorrow evening, 4 p.m. until midnight. I'm going to keep all the threats low for now, but we're going to watch it as we get these rounds of storms. All right, look at these guys pushing in. Here's 2 a.m. Iola, Chanute, Yates Center, some strong storms. Can't rule out a few low-grade severe storms. If we had anything severe, we're talking mainly winds in that 60 mile per hour range. They plow south by 4:35. They get through Pittsburgh and then into the metro, all the way back through northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Good news here, the farther southeast they travel, the more they're going to start to weaken. Some heavy amounts of rain, Still scattered showers to start the day. Here's 7:30 in the morning. And then another pocket of showers and thunderstorms roll through mid to late morning. So it's going to be loud tonight. It's going to be kind of loud tomorrow morning, but we need the rain. By the afternoon, a lot of clouds. Hang tight. If we can get some sunshine, we'll get back up into lower 90s for highs. As we go into tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, we got to watch more thunderstorms building out toward the west. And here they come again. Late tomorrow night into Thursday morning. So Thursday starts with showers and thunderstorms. Plus, we get a cold front. So this is going to cool us back down into the lower 80s for highs by Thursday, which is going to be good. All right, potential rain. We're going to go out the next 3 days because we have these bands continuing to roll through. A lot of areas are going to pick up 1, 2, maybe even 3 inches of rain, which is definitely something we need. All right, tomorrow we start the day wet. We end the day with scattered thunderstorms. High temp right around 94 degrees. 83 cooler Thursday. 86 morning storms again on Friday. Most likely we're going to get a batch Saturday morning as well. And then just kind of hit and miss chances stick around next week. We do heat back up into the 90s by midweek, but at least we have a few days this week only in the 80s, which is nice.
That's nice, a nice little break. I'm just happy there's no triple digits right now. So
yeah, you just wait.
Thank you. John Dale joins us now. It's been a busy day for baseball.
Yeah, it certainly has been. All 30 Major League teams in action today. And the Joplin Outlaws put their 5-game winning streak on the line this afternoon. Highlights from that game and more on the other side. Independence Day in the 4 states means a lot of things. Parades, cookouts, fireworks, and of course, baseball. This afternoon, the Joplin Outlaws continue the tradition of baseball being played on the 4th when they take the field against the Nevada Griffins for the second time in as many days. Now, the Outlaws and Griffins ready to do it again after last night's exciting game. Wearing the special Stars and Stripes jerseys for the 4th of July, we pick things up in the bottom of the first. Will Kelly pops one up. Seems like an easy play, but the sun causes all sorts of problems. That ball's going to drop down, and 2 runners are going to come in to score. Outlaws took an early 3-0 lead after 1 inning. Going ahead to the bottom of the second, trying to add to it, Garrett Chun fouls one off. Seems like an innocuous foul ball, but check out Clay Palin from Missouri Baptist on Nevada. He tracks that one all the way to the wall, makes a great catch. Top of the third, Griffins get one back. This RBI single into center by Carter Gallagher makes it a 3-2 ball game. Griffins within 1 run. Still up 1. Kelly at the plate again. Looks like we've seen this before. Looks like more trouble, but Ben Lloyd fights the sun, makes the catch and retires the side. Back on the hill for the Outlaws though. Steen Lane really locked in the rest of this one. Gets a strikeout in the top of the 4th. He gets the win. Outlaws offense comes to life late. They run away with it, extend their win streak to 6. Baseball not just being played locally, though. All 30 Major League teams in action today. Cardinals and Royals both on the road, each of them trying to bounce back from a loss yesterday as well. Starting with the Cardinals down in Miami, Adam Wainwright, the starter, hoping for a better outing than last time out against Houston. Didn't make it out of the 2nd inning there. Tough start for him in this one, though, too. Jesus Sanchez tees off on one to center field, 3-run homer. His 8th of the season puts Miami up 3-0. 3rd inning, same score, and Garrett Cooper, pretty similar result on that swing. Goes out to center field, his 11th homer of the season. Marlins take a 4-0 lead. They're up 5-0. New pitcher Jojo Romero in, same result though. Cooper with an RBI single, 2 RBI single at that, puts the Marlins up 7-0. That was the score in the 7th inning as well when James Nail comes in and Dane Myers with a line shot RBI single into the outfield. That's interesting with a run scoring because it's his first Major League hit. Marlins go up 8-0. Marlins would win big, final score 15-2. Cards try to bounce back tomorrow. Royals also playing today. They got a divisional matchup against the Twins in Minnesota. We start in the 3rd inning, 1-0 score with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Byron Buxton with a liner over to 3rd, and Nicky Lopez with an incredible catch to save 2 runs from coming in. Take another look at it, going full extension right there. Twins still had the lead at 1-0. 2 batters later, more trouble though. Max Kepler takes Zach Greinke deep to center field. This time his defense can't bail him out. 12th homer of the year for Kepler. Twins go up 4-0 at that point. Fourth inning, Royals trying to get back into it. This will certainly help. Bobby Witt Jr. deep to center field for a home run of his own. 2-run shot makes it a 4-2 game, so Royals still in it. Same score though, and this is where Greinke really ran into trouble. That's a line shot home run off Donovan Solano's bat. Very next pitch, Byron Buxton up to plate again. He goes yard to left field. Twins go back-to-back in the fifth. They go on to win it, 9-3. That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Nice. Well, what's going on with weather?
We're going to get storms later on tonight, especially after 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Some of these could be on the stronger side. So a little bit of a loud night late tonight, and then periods of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow morning. A lot of rounds over the next couple days. So we need it. We need the rain. We'll take it.
Yes, we do need that rain. And what's going on with sports?
Yeah, a little bit slower the rest of the week, but a big event on Saturday. Pitt State track and field runner Cordell Tinch is competing at the USA Nationals meet on Saturday, so I know a lot of people have been following so far this summer. That's going to be a big one.
Oh, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching, and we'll leave you with a video of the fireworks show in Baxter Springs. Let's make it a great evening.
2129.